The restaurant's ambient lighting felt like a spotlight on Sarah's trembling hands as she checked her phone for the third time in 2 minutes. Her daughter Emma was with Mrs. Chen next door, probably already in pajamas, clutching her worn stuffed rabbit. Sarah had almost cancelled this blind date 17 times since her sister arranged it last week. What was she thinking? A single mother working double shifts at the hospital, barely keeping her head above water, agreeing to meet someone her sister cryptically described as successful and kind. She didn't need successful. She needed someone who wouldn't run when they learned about the beautiful, fierce little girl who was her entire world. Sarah smoothed down her Target dress, the nicest thing she owned, and reminded herself to breathe. Through the window, she watched a sleek black car pull up, and her stomach dropped. This was a mistake. She was about to stand and leave when she saw him. Marcus Wellington didn't look like the billionaire tech entrepreneur her sister had finally admitted he was. He wore a simple navy sweater and jeans, and when he smiled at the valet, it reached his eyes. Sarah's heart hammered as he walked through the door, and she raised her hand in a small wave. He spotted her immediately, his face lighting up with what seemed like genuine warmth. Sarah. He approached with an easy confidence that somehow didn't feel intimidating. I'm Marcus. I hope I'm not late. Right on time, she managed, shaking his hand. His grip was warm and reassuring. The first 30 minutes passed like a dream she was afraid to wake from. Marcus was funny, self-deprecating, and genuinely interested in her work as a pediatric nurse. He told her about his company's new initiative to improve healthcare technology in underserved communities, and his passion was infectious. Sarah found herself laughing at his stories about his college days, building his first computer from spare parts. But then her phone buzzed. She glanced at the screen and her blood turned to ice. Mrs. Chen's name flashed urgently. Emma. I'm so sorry, Sarah said, her voice breaking. I need to take this. Of course, Marcus said immediately, concern crossing his features. Sarah stepped away, her hands shaking as she answered. Mrs. Chen's worried voice explained that Emma had woken up with a fever and was crying for her mommy. Sarah's heart shattered. Her daughter needed her, and she was here, pretending she could have a normal life, a normal date. She returned to the table, fighting tears. Marcus, I'm so sorry. I have to go. My daughter, she's sick, and the words tumbled out before she could stop them. She hadn't planned to mention Emma yet, hadn't wanted to scare him off, but none of that mattered now. Marcus stood immediately. Is she okay? Do you need a ride? Sarah blinked, thrown off balance. Yes, she has a fever. And I drove here, but thank you. I'm sorry to ruin the evening. You didn't ruin anything. Marcus's voice was firm, kind. But please, let me drive you. My car is faster, and you're upset. I don't want you driving like this. Sarah wanted to argue, but another text from Mrs. Chen came through, and she nodded, grateful. They rushed to his car, and Marcus drove with careful speed, following her directions to her modest apartment building. During the 15-minute drive, Sarah found herself telling him about Emma, her bright, curious 5-year-old who loved dinosaurs and wanted to be a scientist. She couldn't stop talking, the worry loosening her tongue. She sounds amazing, Marcus said softly. My mom raised me alone. I know it's not easy. When they arrived, Sarah fumbled with her keys. Thank you for understanding. I'm sorry I didn't mention her earlier. I should have. Sarah. Marcus's voice stopped her. You don't owe anyone an explanation about your life. Can I come up? Just to make sure you're both okay. She hesitated, but something in his eyes, genuine concern, no judgment, made her nod. Inside, Mrs. Chen met them at the door, wringing her hands. Emma was on the couch, flushed and tearful, clutching her rabbit. When she saw Sarah, she burst into fresh sobs. Mommy. Sarah rushed to her, gathering her daughter into her arms, checking her forehead. Warm, but not dangerously so. I'm here, baby. I'm here. Marcus hung back respectfully, but Emma noticed him, her tears subsiding into curious sniffles. Who's that? That's Marcus. He's a friend, Sarah said, meeting his eyes over Emma's head. You're tall, Emma observed, and despite everything, Sarah laughed. Marcus smiled gently and crouched down to Emma's level. You must be the dinosaur expert your mom told me about. Emma's eyes widened. You know about dinosaurs. A little. But I bet you know way more than me. While Sarah gave Emma children's fever medicine and got her settled with a cool washcloth, Marcus sat on the floor, listening intently as Emma, fever and all, launched into an enthusiastic explanation of why velociraptors were actually small and had feathers. He asked thoughtful questions, praised her knowledge, and made her giggle when he admitted he used to think T-Rex arms were funny until he learned how powerful they were. After Mrs. Chen left with profuse thanks, and Emma finally drifted off to sleep, Sarah walked Marcus to the door. The apartment was quiet, and she felt the weight of the evening crash over her. "I'm sorry," she whispered. "This isn't how dates usually go, I imagine." Marcus shook his head, his expression serious. "Sarah, can I be honest?" She braced herself for the gentle letdown, the kind brush off. "I've been on a lot of dates," he continued. "Women who were interested in my money, my connections, the lifestyle. I've met people who showed me only their best, most polished selves. But tonight, I met someone real. I met someone who dropped everything for her child without hesitation. And I met an incredible little girl who's clearly the center of your world." He paused, his dark eyes intense. "Emma isn't something you need to hide or apologize for. She's part of you. And from what I saw tonight, she's the best part." Sarah's eyes filled with tears, and this time she let them fall. "You don't have to say that. I'm not saying it to be nice. I'm saying it because it's true." Marcus reached out, gently squeezing her hand. "My mom worked 3 jobs to raise me. I watched her sacrifice everything, and I saw how people judged her, dismissed her, treated us like we were less. I promised myself that if I ever had the chance, I'd never make someone feel that way. I'd never make a woman choose between me and her child, or feel ashamed for putting her kid first." "I don't know what to say," Sarah breathed. "Say you'll give me another chance to take you both out. Maybe the aquarium. I heard they have a great dinosaur exhibit." He grinned. "And this time, no emergencies required." Sarah laughed through her tears, feeling something shift in her chest, the door she'd locked tight beginning to open. She would love that. "It's a date then. A proper one." Marcus pulled out his phone. "Put your number in. And text me tomorrow to let me know how Emma's feeling." As Sarah walked him to his car, the cool night air clearing her head, Marcus turned back. "Sarah, thank you for tonight, for letting me be part of it." She watched him drive away, then returned to her apartment, checking on Emma's sleeping form. Her daughter's fever had already broken, her breathing peaceful. Sarah brushed a curl from Emma's forehead and felt a surge of overwhelming love and something new, hope. 3 months later, Sarah would stand in that same aquarium, watching Marcus hoist Emma onto his shoulders so she could get a better look at the fossilized Triceratops skull, both of them laughing. She would realize that kindness wasn't a fairy tale, that some people did see beyond circumstances to the heart of who you were. And she would understand that the best love stories weren't about perfection, they were about someone choosing, every single day, to show up for all of you, including the beautiful 5-year-old who came as a package deal. But on that night, with her daughter safe and sleeping, a business card with Marcus's number on her counter, and a text already waiting that read, "Tell Emma I looked up more dinosaur facts. I need to up my game before next time." Sarah simply smiled and let herself believe in second chances.